Hi everybody, this is Jen from the Felted Bee. Today we're going to make a wet felted ball or bead. You can turn them into beads or you can even turn them into eggs. And what will happen is we're going to layer it so that it has this cool layered effect. There's a couple ways to do this, so I'm going to show you one way, and then I have another video that shows you how to make kind of more of the egg shape. So what you need is a little bit of water, and some oil soap, or like Dawn is good as well. Usually what wet felters want to do is make not very sudsy soap, because you don't want to have a lot of suds. So I just put like a dollop in here, but I also put it on my hands. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're just going to take some colors that you want. So I've pre-picked them out because you don't want to keep digging your hand back into the wool. Pull those out and kind of figure out what you want, because you don't want to have wet hands, because we're going to do this with wet hands, and you don't want to have to keep like digging back in and to your big supply and then messing up all your wool because you don't want to get it wet. So remember, this is wool bat that I sell on www.thefeltedbee.com on our website, so you can buy this here. So I just pulled some colors that I think will be like fun and great for spring, and we're just gonna make a little ball. This egg I made before, it was quite big, but we're just gonna make a little ball, and you can make these into beads and things like that as well. But with wet felting, all you need is your hands, maybe some like little rough area, and just some soap. And I've used dish soap, and I've also used oil soap. So it's really, I don't know. Try it out, see what works. It's an experiment. So what we're gonna do is, I kind of started one already right there, but I'll make another one. And I'm just gonna start to ball up a little bit of wool, kind of tight, just like needle felting, right? We kind of want to keep it tight. And then just a little bit of water, and then I'm going to start to rub it in my hands. Now I have some soap in my hands. You don't need a ton of water to do this. Okay, so now I'm going to take and I'm going to layer on another layer. So this is where some people will make it all, and that's how I do the egg. Let's do the whole the whole ball dry and then do it wet. I feel like it doesn't get felted all the way through enough, so that's why I like to do some wet first. So I'm going to take this pink, roll it over top, and I'm tucking in the sides, and I'm rolling it pretty tightly. I'm gonna roll it so my hands are wet. I'm gonna get this a little wet and roll it. I mean, you could stop right there and you could just keep rolling and make like a little bead, but we're gonna keep going. Use some hot pink. And yeah, I do like to kind of fluff out those fibers. And I'm kind of go different directions, hopefully, just to kind of keep it a circle, excuse me, a ball shape form, ball form. Art teacher in days. If you feel like it's kind of fluffing up like that, you can just put some more water and some more soap on your hands. And this is why it's good to have an area kind of set up, like a towel or some plastic, or you can just take it outside if it's a nice day. And my hands are wet right now and soapy, and this is why I was saying to make sure that you have some wool pulled out already, because you don't want to have to keep digging your hand back in your wool supply or having to go run around. So there's some water on here, so I'm going to kind of roll it on here. So it's kind of nice that this is a little bit wet. All right. So I'm not pressing very hard. I'm just rolling it in my hands lightly, like I'm making a meatball. The reason why I like to do this way is I can tell like this didn't get totally felted. It's still kind of loose. I mean, these are pretty good. I probably just didn't get it wet enough. It was a pretty big ball. But this way, I can kind of do a little more control on it. So I'm gonna do this blue. That might have been a little too much, but I'll tuck it. A little bit more. So it's pretty, roll my hands, pretty dry, so going. I'm gonna finish with the hot pink, so I'm gonna put some hot pink on there. And that will be my last. So this one's way smaller. It's probably about the size of a ping pong ball. And it's going to felt down pretty small, especially depending on how much you felt it and agitate it. It will go down, quite small. So this is about the size of a golf ball now. I'm going to dip it one last time, and then I'm going to start to really agitate it. So the difference between how I did this one and this one was the egg shape. I did everything dry first, and then I felted it at the end. This, I've been doing layer a little bit of like wetness all the way through. So I think this works a little bit better, but if you like to do it the other way, that's totally fine too. So I'm gonna dip a little bit. So notice I don't dip the whole piece in. Ooh, that kind of came apart. Just kind of like a corner. I'm gonna start to, I'm doing this lightly right now. Just kind of getting the fibers collected. And then if your hands feel a little dry, just you can squeeze a little soap or put a little water. The soap helps with making the fibers interlock and become felt. So right now I'm just really loose. Just trying to get all of those top fibers kind of together. Once you can kind of tell they're all together, you can start pushing a little harder. And I will go like this. And then kind of go. So that kind of makes it flat. And then I'll go from the sides, just to kind of get it from all different angles. You can also do, so this is why I have this plastic here. It's a little bit rough, and some people use this for like Nuno felting, and it's just something kind of to work on. But just be careful here when you do this. It starts to get this kind of top shape. So just always be looking at it underneath your hand every once in a while to see what you've got. Some people use, when they make balls or beads like this, they'll use something heavy on top and go like this to press down, but just be careful of that because you might get like a flat bead. You can also do this like in like a jar like this, and with the top on you can shake it. That's like if you want to do like a ton of little beads. I haven't had a ton of success with that, but I'm still working on that. But a lot of people do that, especially if you're going to make like a ton, if you want to make like a garland or something like that, that's the way to do it. This is going to take way too long. Okay, so this is starting to get a little bit smaller. I'm going to do it with my hands, and I'm going to start to kind of press kind of hard. If you're losing water, go back down, pick it up. You need the water in the soap to felt the wall. Okay, so don't get it too dry because then it won't felt. This will make your arms nice and strong. I do have to say that, especially when you start really pressing hard, because it takes a while. It does take a while to get these going. And then all of a sudden they'll be like, oh my gosh. So right now I'm just squishing it and really going to town on the agitation. So somebody said to me once at a craft show, they were like, oh, I don't like felting because the soap, and it really messed with my hands. So I found out about the Murphy's Oil soap from somebody I took a class with, because she said the same thing, that it's the only soap that doesn't mess with her hands. So this is down to like smaller than a ping pong ball now, and it was like a golf ball, so you can really tell. So I can tell this is like getting super dense. So I just keep going and going and going, and now I can be a little more like rough with it because all my fibers are together. Before I had to be kind of gentle with it, so at first you have to be gentle. And I'm just kind of squishing just to get the form, because I want it to be a nice sphere. So you can make it into egg shapes, be cute as eggs. A bunch of cute little eggs. Make it into a ball. You can also make maybe even like a little cylinder. All right, so it's pretty dense. It is. I am really trying to squeeze, and it's not going anywhere. So that's pretty good. So what I would do again here, and this, God, that got really small. So this is another one I started just to show you like the difference in the sizes. So now what I'm going to do is what I would do is I'd rinse this out, rinse all the soap out of it, and then cut it. But for now, what I'll just do is I'll cut it, and I'll use my X-Acto knife with wax all over it, just to show you. So I like a serrated knife. You just cut kind of right through it, but this is all I got right now. So we're just going to use this. I'm going to zoom in so you can see. Hopefully it looks good. It's always good to see. It's always a surprise. So I do have to say that center ball is hard to kind of get felted really well, because it's just kind of in there, but that's all right. Unless you really want to felt it first before you add the other pieces on, the other layers on. Oops, sorry. there we go. That's a cutie patootie one. I'm kind of gouged out there, but it was so cute. They look like little eyes too. I feel like you could use them as like eyes for something. So, all right, so that's another way to make a felted bead or ball or sphere or egg or whatever you'd like to make. So where you do layers, the wet layers. I feel like it just gets that center part a little bit more felted, but it's really up to you how you want to do it. They both work well. So there's that one, and there's one. And let me know if you have any questions or you need any guidance or anything. Just shoot us an email, and we'd be happy to help you. So see you next time at the Felted Bee. Thanks so much. Bye.